Hi guys, it's me Christy and I'm here today with a book haul. These books I bought some from the end of the month of June, the next up to the beginning of July. So yeah, I'm not gonna say I hope I don't buy more books because we all know once I say that it means yes, go buy more books and then film it. So here we are. Okay, so the first four books actually, I got towards the end of June, and most of them are from the used bookstore. The reason why I have a ton of book hauls is because of the used bookstore. So yeah, the first book is My Life as a Russian Novel by Emmanuel Carrere, or Carrera. Here you go. It's a memoir, and it's composed of 3 stories. Basically love, a documentary in Russia, and something else. And I was just really interested in it because it's this guy who writes, he's French with Russian background, and he is a suspense writer or something in France, and so this is a translated work. So that was pretty interesting. And his ratings for this book were pretty, like 3.5 and up. Anyways, I'm really excited to read this, and I mostly picked it up just because it's pretty. And if all else fails, I can give it to one of my book BFFs. Then the next book I got is Property of by Alice Hoffman. This is apparently one of her first works, and a lot of the reviews say, oh, she has potential. And that's what also a lot of her readers say who've read her later works, and then they come back to this and they're like, yes, I see glimpses of her potential. And this came out in the 80s, and it's reminiscent of 40s to 50s greaser style gangs, and it's about this girl who joins one of these gangs and she falls in love with the president, and but she also has sort of like a toxic relationship with the guy because he's a drug addict, or he's into drugs and stuff like that. And yeah, it seems pretty interesting, and I'm pretty sure I could get through.
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah. Wanna know what's up? Noise! Okay, and then the next book, I've had a lot of like luck finding this author's stuff lately if you've been watching my videos, and that is Life Before Man by Margaret Atwood. And I really need to start getting on her stuff because I've already bought a lot of her books and I really need to get on them. And this book is like mostly composed of like letters, and it's about a love triangle. So I'm really interested to see you know, how this story develops, and I need to get on this because I keep buying her stuff. Anyways, the last book I was able to find in also the used bookstore, and it's at a much cheaper price than National Bookstore, and that is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. In National Bookstore, it's about 200 plus, and you know, I'm not willing to spend that much for something this tiny. So I was really lucky to find this in book sale. And then the next book is book 1 in the Merlin spiral, and that is Merlin's Blade. So this book is clearly all about Merlin, and it's by Robert Treskillard. This one I actually found it in the Christian bookstore, but it's like 500 plus, and I'm like, no, because you know, it's expensive. And then a few months later I was able to find it in book sale, but I didn't get it because I was like, do I want it because it's cheap, or do I want it because it's shiny? So I wasn't really sure, so I decided to hold off. And then when I came back, because I wanted it, it was gone. So I was like, you know, well, I'll just let that go. And then a few days ago, I found it again and came back, so I didn't hesitate and I just grabbed it. So I'm actually really looking forward to this because because of, you know, the Merlin show with Colin Morgan and the guy who looks like Nate from Gossip Girl. If you watch Gossip Girl, you know who I'm talking about because you watch this show. Or like if you watch Gossip Girl and Merlin, you'll know who I'm talking about. Prince Arthur. Yeah. So that's why I got this. I know it's not a very good reason, but at the same time, I know if I were to unhaul this after reading it, if I choose to sell it, it would sell for pretty good because it's brand new. That's right. At least I sort of have this new theory where like, or like this new motto where if I buy a book, read the book, don't really like the book, I may give it away or just sell it so I can sort of get my money back, but at the same time not create too much clutter. And because of my recent unhauls, most of my shelves are now unread, because I also know that everything I've read I loved, but you know, I'm not gonna reread them and somebody else might love them, so I'm gonna let them go. Also sell them, so it doesn't hurt that much, you know. Anyway, the next book I got is the sequel to The Magicians, and that is The Magician King. And this is about Quentin and Julia getting kicked out of Fillory and trying to find their way back. So I'm really like, I can't wait to open this up, but at the same time I'm scared because I don't have book 3. So I don't know if after reading this I'm gonna be like, I need book 3 and I can't find it, and you know, that struggle. So there's that. And then the last book that I got is The Curiosity House, The Shrunken Head by Lauren Oliver and H.C. Chester. This seems like a really promising middle grade because it's about like orphans with extraordinary powers, and since it seems like a really creepy house, you know, there's a lot of promise. So I would have been into this if I was younger, and I'm older now, but I'm still into it. So I guess you could say middle grade is kind of like my guilty pleasure. So yeah, that's it. These are all the books that I bought in June to July. And have you read these? Are you planning to read any of these? You know, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!